What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Guys of Texas. We're in week 3 playing UTSA. This week is week 3 seems to be a state battle week across the board in college football. Game time, 6 p.m. at DKR. It's going to be a scorcher. 96 degrees at game time. Means 187 degrees on the field. I'll be 12 rows from the field, so I'm going to be hot again. First light show of the year, though. That's what I'm excited for. I didn't get to see it last time,
so I still haven't been to a night game with the fireworks and everything.
Well, yeah, I'm sure they'll do the drone show, although I'm on the kind of the wrong side of the stadium for that. But I'm excited for that. Texas is coming in at minus 35.5 as of right now. It was like 33, like earlier this morning. The over-under 66.5. UTSA, the first game was against Kennesaw State. They won 28-16, led by their quarterback, Owen McCowan. Anyone can guess who his dad is? Anybody?
Can't figure that one out, man.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that. I put 2 and 2 together on that one.
The second I saw it, I was like, wait a minute. So I Googled
That's pretty cool.
So Josh McCown is his dad. He went 28 of 38, 340 yards, 3 passing TDs. Pretty decent numbers in passing. The leading rusher was Robert Henry with 30 rushing yards. Fully, heavily air raid for that game. I think they had like 6 or 7 rushers. I think they rushed total for 76 yards in that game. Move on to UTSA versus Texas State, and they got mollywopped against Texas State. Texas State looks really good.
Yeah.
McCown started that game. He got taken out in the first half. Eddie Lee Marburger took over. I think he finished with like 147 yards passing there. And Robert Henry led with 9 carries for 26 yards rushing. Yikes. So needless to say, this is not the same team that we saw the last time they came here. Last time that was a stout team they had. They came out, they had a lot of wide receivers, running backs, their quarterback. They had a lot of tangibles that really moved the ball for what they were. They have now lost basically their entire team to the portal. And so they are now in a full-blown rebuilding year. Their coach, I saw a small little snippet of a press conference he did, and he already looked defeated. They were talking about that on Texas today.
Poor guy.
He's just straight up defeated already, is what it is. Game plan is get the starters or reps, right? And then get out.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you look at their team, man. They've struggled across the board. I mean, it's hard to find some positives on them. They looked decent in that first game passing, but their longest rush of the year has been 17 yards. None of their running backs have a rushing touchdown this year. Their only rushing touchdown is from McCowan on a QB sneak. So 5 sacks they've given up. So that O-line looks like it's pretty rough. So one thing that I am looking forward to is seeing Trey Moore go against his former team, former coaches. That'll be kind of fun. You know, he's going to play with a chip on his shoulders, and I'm excited to see him get some probably more playing time this week than last week, I'm sure. So, but yeah, I mean, tough year for UTSA. It's looking like to start. It should be a game where we get a lot of guys some looks for sure.
Yeah. It is disappointing. I'm a Jeff Traylor fan ever since he was an assistant at Texas. And it felt like he was building UTSA up. And I mean, they have had some good seasons, but man, they just got gutted through the portal and graduation. I am excited to see we've already been getting a lot of freshmen playing, but really opening up the gates and getting some of the freshmen to play. I'm excited about it. I think it's going to be fun.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a lot of what we saw against Colorado State. You're going to get a lot of different wide receiver looks. Yeah. Nyblock you're probably going to see a lot more of. I think this is, especially with the heat, this is going to be kind of a just don't get anybody hurt this week. Let's take care of business, get in and out, especially because next week is basically another very easy game. And then that leads right into SEC play with Mississippi State. So you got another week of kind of soft preparation and Sark. I mean, we talked about it. Sark came in and showed everybody in the locker room the Notre Dame game and said, we're not owed anything. So we don't even get lackadaisical in this. Make sure that we're on point and take care of business. So I do like that. I talked to somebody that were saying that the one thing that they didn't like was the flag plant at the end. He said, it's kind of like act like you've been there. I mean, Baker Mayfield, you remember when he did it against Ohio State? It's like, and he was talking to like, coach talks about culture. I was like, I guarantee you, number one, Sark probably had a conversation with him like, hey, act like you've been here before. We need to move on, but also let the boys have fun. They just demolished a Michigan team and made it easy, like to the point to where they lost the second half 9-7. And they still, like, everyone talking about how they got blown out. Like that's how bad of a first half that was and how easy they coasted in the second half. And I think we'll see a little bit here. So when do you guys think Arch is coming in this week? I think he plays a lot
second quarter.
I think we go up 4 touchdowns. I think he's in.
I think he's going to start the second half.
If I remember right, they did the same thing with Malik Murphy last year in a game similar to this, that Malik came in very early. They let Quinn come in for a few plays, or it was probably 2 or 3 touchdowns, and then they let basically Malik come in and play the rest of the game. I'm wondering if Sark ends up doing that this game, because next game you don't really want to do that. You want to get Quinn his reps, but because of the game we have next week, I bet you we see a lot of Arch Manning this week. Obviously, you want to continue those reps with these players, but I think that's what I'm calling. We go up 4 touchdowns in the first half. Arch is coming in.
Do you think Sarkisian actually lets him play, or is he just going to like tone down?
I think this because they did the same thing with Malik. I think this is the time he lets him loose and actually sees what he can really do in the game.
It's going to be highlight central then.
That's part of the problem, but at the same time, like, he needs those reps. He needs to get this game time under his belt. So when it does come time to actually play, you never know what happens. I mean, knock on wood, Quinn gets hurt in the Mississippi State game, and then all of a sudden, we got to go play OU in Georgia. So he needs to get those reps in sooner than later, and I think Sark knows that. And so that's my take on the whole Arch thing. It's going to be pure pandemonium. No one's going to leave the stadium. Like, blowout games. Like, that was the thing with the first game. Like, no one left. And so it'll be interesting to see the crowd with the heat on this game.
Take some sunblock, man. Still doing
I think I got the first burn. And once you get the first burn, like it's fine. I'll just be brown after that.
At least it's not a 2:30 game. You'll only have to deal with
Dude,
it for
I'll tell you what,
hour.
I'm going to promise you, if it was a 2:30 game, not going this time. I would say nope, not going to happen. Even the 6 o'clock is going to be brutal. So it's Mississippi State may be my next game. Like I'm not going to the Monroe game. Not going to happen. I may go out to tailgate for a little bit, but not going to be going to the Louisiana Monroe game. So
I don't believe you.
Anything else? Anything else you guys want to see for this game coming up?
Stuff to see.
Yeah, I mean, there's really that's a problem with this week. It's like meh.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of already touched on it. Just seeing other guys get some looks. I mean, which we're going to see for sure. I mean, we may even see Trey Owens come into this game in the fourth quarter and actually get a few looks as well. So, I mean, that's the main thing. Is I think the main thing I'm looking forward to is I actually am looking forward to seeing Arch get some playing time and kind of turn him loose for at least 3 or 4 drives and kind of see how he does. But yeah, it is kind of a buzzkill of a week a little bit coming off of last week, but at the same time, this could be big for a lot of these young guys to get out there and get some playing time.
Yeah, we
Archer's first touchdown will be to Jonte, calling it right now.
Jonte.
Yeah.
Okay.
Put it on the books.
Okay. All right. Oh well, we'll get to first touchdowns later.
I mean, it's not one of my like pick picks. But
Right. Well, you just picked it up, so it is on the board. So,
just process it.
So we do have a lot of games. Actually, there's a game tonight coming up in 20 minutes. Arizona State, Texas State. Texas State is favored by now. The line has moved within the last 20 minutes of me putting this together. It was 2.5. Now it's 3. Texas State. So the line is going up for Texas State.
Dude, that's crazy, man.
Yeah.
Texas. I mean, props to them. I like Texas State, but I just never would have guessed that over Arizona State.
And kind of a little bit out of nowhere, like they got sneaky of how they've looked really good. Like they really have. They've got their quarterback, what was McLeod, 4 touchdowns against UTSA for the 49-10 route. I mean, their offense looks really good. Their defense seems to be holding up well. I mean, yes, UTSA is not good this year, but at the same time, they've got a pretty good squad built together. Honestly, it's pretty exciting. They're kind of like the blend college for A&M, you know?
Yeah.
For us, so we'll just adopt Texas State as our new farm team. For now that we officially have that. So we have that game coming up at 6:30. We have Northwestern versus South Alabama tonight. Also boring. Friday, though, you got UNLV at Kansas -9, and you got Arizona at Kansas State. Kansas State's -7.
Both Kansas is on Friday. That's interesting.
Yeah, a lot of there's Big 12 play all over the place on Thursday, Friday. I think I'll go ahead and give up one of mine. I think UNLV beats Kansas straight up. I don't even need the 9 points. I think UNLV actually comes in and beats Kansas.
The slot machine got you, huh?
Yeah, slot machine. I'm all in on it.
Fully on board on that.
Brennan Marion.
Their offense is pretty stout.
Yeah.
I do think the over 57.5 is a pretty solid take as well.
It's that
for that UNLV Kansas game. Arizona, Kansas State. Kansas State has not looked fantastic at all.
That's a big game for the
that'll be a very good game to watch. Who do y'all have in that? Is it one of your picks?
I was about to say, is that one of my picks because I considered it?
No, it's not. I stole this one.
No.
I think I'll take Arizona in that game, even though it's in the Little Apple there in Kansas. But I don't know, man. That Arizona offense, I feel like is good enough to take them down. So I'll take Arizona in that game.
I don't think so, man. Kansas State at home Friday night. I think it's going to be rowdy. I think we'll have a good time.
You guys said that about West Virginia too, just for the record. I just want to be clear on that. So.
I mean, that one.
That wasn't
there was a rain delay. There was a lot of things.
The fact, I mean, hey, look, rain delay all you want. It's really tough to go in there and play. Like, I mean, it just wasn't close. The crowd can only do so much.
Penn State was maybe a rough one to say that about, but
yes,
I'll never say West Virginia is not hard to play at. They get crazy.
I wouldn't say not hard to play at, but the second you start getting blown out, that's I mean, you go up 2 touchdowns quick. I do have Arizona +7 on this game. I think they're going to come in. Yeah, I do. It's although that's Arizona's John's Big 12 champion pick, so that'll be interesting. Alabama, Wisconsin on Saturday. Alabama's -16. Over under 50.5. The over I do not see happening. I think you have Milroe for a prop bet, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
Did you solidify that?
I did.
Oh boy,
it's submitted in. I have him over. I think it's 43. Let me check here. What's his line at? 45.5 rushing yards. I think Wisconsin could bother him through the air, and he's going to have to use his legs a little bit more than he's used to. So I'm taking the over on his rushing. So we'll see.
Dude, I liked those picks a lot. I was like, man, maybe I'm going to lay the same picks. I like
Yeah.
those. I kept looking at it and trying to find, like, no, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Did you throw Gunnar Helm in that one?
No, I didn't. I actually did throw him in there for a touchdown, and it brought it all the way up to 100 times.
Yeah, Gunnar Helm was at 31.5 receiving yards today, or for this game.
It's just one of those games, man, where I'm just like, I don't know.
Wow,
it
falling off the Helm bandwagon already. That's wow.
It's just one of those that I don't know how ugly it's going to get early, and then all of a sudden you start seeing other guys get the field. So I took him out of the parlay actually. So we'll see if that bites me.
That's going to bite. I'm putting him in mine just for the record. One of the state battles, Oklahoma State, Tulsa. Oklahoma State's minus 18.5. The way they've been playing, I don't know if they'll cover that. They like playing close games as of late, and they're at Tulsa. So LSU, South Carolina. I'll go ahead and give my pick on this. It's going to be South Carolina.
You just give away all your picks.
Yeah, it's going to be South Carolina.
I wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, I would love to see that.
Yeah,
that wouldn't have been my pick, but I would love to see that.
And speaking of which, we talk about like Brian Kelly. You start losing a couple more. Is he out next year? I mean, it's the same Brian Kelly every year.
I hope not. I hope he stays there forever.
Yeah.
If he loses this game, the seat's going to get hot quick. You can't take 2 losses this early in the season.
What kind of guaranteed deal did he get? I can't remember. I need to look that up, see what his actual guarantee money is, because they already. What was the coach's name?
Ed Orgeron?
Yes. He just got paid. He's like, "Oh, you're going to pay me? All right, well, we'll see you."
There's still pictures of him popping up like at the beach and stuff. He's just living the dream right now.
Arkansas State, Michigan. Michigan's minus 23. We'll see if they can have a bounce back in Ann Arbor. Hopefully their quarterback's okay. I don't know if you guys saw the press conference. He said they let us get away with a win. Like we had them and we just made some mistakes. It's like, bro, concussion protocol immediately. Like, what are we talking about here?
The ball bounces a different way. We were in there.
Yeah. North Texas, Texas Tech, I think it'll be a decent game too. Texas Tech is dog water this year. They may not make a bowl game.
They have not looked good at all.
Yeah, they're on no bowl watch. Boston College, Missouri. Missouri's minus 16. Man, they've been such a sleeper so far.
You skipped over Memphis, Florida. You don't think Memphis is going to blow out Florida State?
That's an interesting matchup.
Florida State went 0-2, and for that fact, I don't even care about talking about them anymore.
I always laugh at them all season.
You know what's crazy is, we're talking about ticket prices earlier. Lowest ticket prices. I'm going through the entire scale. Okay, so there's only one that beats us right now. Well, this says tickets as low as $75 on ESPN, and I want to know where the tickets for $75 are for the Texas UTSA game. But the only thing that beats that is Colorado State at $147. A ticket, or for the lowest ticket there. That'll be I'm just sitting here looking at, like, it's Coastal Carolina and Temple's $6 ticket, $30 to get into Florida State Memphis. Yeah, if you want to watch college football live, this is the week to do it. What other games you got?
I like Oregon State.
Yeah, I was about to say Oregon State looks fun. I like Tulane and Oklahoma, man. This is a game that's on one of my picks, and I think this is going to be a fun matchup. I think this has a shot to be a close game, especially with the way Oklahoma's been playing. So I think that's one I got to watch. The Oklahoma's currently favored by 13. So we'll see how that plays out. But that's one game I got circled for sure.
Let's go Green Wave.
Oof.
Dude, I would be on Twitter for days if that happened, man. It'd be great.
Georgia, Kentucky at 6:30. Kentucky does not look very good right now. They're a 23.5 underdog for the Georgia Kentucky game. Colorado State. Boy, I'm interested to see what happens with Colorado with Sanders throwing his offensive line just straight under the bus, and backed up and rolled over him again.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, that was brutal.
Draft stock is tanking, man. Comments like that, man, I don't feel like organizations are going to be excited about drafting you.
Yeah, it's kind of one of those that and there was some debates I saw on some of the networks, and the NFL doesn't really care about that to a sense, but what he's doing right now, you're going to lose a locker room the way he's doing it. Like Caleb Williams being drama and all that, wanting ownership of a team and stuff, that's different. Throwing your teammates under the bus, that's a completely different world. And I will say Nebraska is, I don't know if they're back yet, but they looked very good last week. That stadium was loud. Holy smokes. Just watching that, they got hype. We play Nebraska at some point. I'd love to go to a game in Nebraska.
Oh yeah,
that'd be fun.
That'd be
we got to lock that down.
I'm still not a Nebraska believer that it's this year for them, but college football is better when Nebraska's good and when Texas is good and when Miami's good. It's fun to see those teams that we've seen dominate for a long time be good again. But Nebraska, like you said, man, that stadium was going freaking crazy. That pick six that was down there, I mean, they were freaking losing it, man.
Start of the game, the sideline reporter couldn't even hear anything. That'd be a cool atmosphere, and it's good for Nebraska. They've been in the dumps for quite a while. I don't think they're fully back, but just the hype and everything. They've got Barstool guys backing them, being the front man with Will Compton. It's pretty cool to see all that come together. So I'm personally a Nebraska fan, rooting for them. Let's see, anything on TCU UCF? Boring.
Florida Texas A&M's kind of interesting.
Yes.
Game in the swamp, 2:30. It's going to be hot and sticky. That's going to be a game that's going to be kind of fun. It's two teams that are, looking to find a way to improve on a sketchy start to the season for both of them. Both coaches kind of got off to a rough start. So that's a game that's kind of interesting. I think the line on that's only 3.5 currently for Texas A&M.
Dude, yeah, I'm looking forward to that game most out of the entire day, I think. I love Florida. They're my secondary. I kind of root for them all the time, but now that we're in the same conference, that's probably going to die down quite a bit.
Yeah, you're going to stop that.
You can't really.
Yeah. I can't wait to go to a game at the Swamp. I think that'll be awesome. And if A&M could lose to them after all the hype not hype, but all the crap that's been going on in Florida, I would just lose that. I would have so much fun.
Yeah, but at this point, we need A&M to win some games. We don't want it to be where they're not even looking forward to a bowl game.
Never say that.
No, because I need it to mean something when we demolish them. I need them to at least show up. Although ticket prices may go down for that. But speaking of which, I mean, just glancing ahead, Oklahoma, I am so ready for that. And that whole week, that whole slate of games that week is going to be fun to watch. I don't know if I want to go to this game, although it'll be a fun game to go to. But just being able to sit back and watch all those games that week is going to be a blast. We're 3 weeks away from that?
Yeah, I think that's 3 weeks out, 3 or 4.
We may have to do we'll probably do our first ever game live stream somewhere.
Just hanging out.
And just hanging out, watching the game. We may go try to
all day long.
Hit a play. We may go to we're going to go to Fieldhouse.
Yeah.
We'll watch all day. What else you guys got for today? We got picks coming up. Any other news across the college football you guys wanted to talk about?
UT did pick up a commitment from 2026 number 2 safety in the country, so that was cool. And apparently, I was listening to some radio stuff this afternoon. They were saying that he is possibly reclassifying to 2025, so he could be on campus a lot sooner than people
Ooh,
thought.
interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting. Yeah. I was gonna bring up that Pac-12 adding the teams. I don't know if y'all saw that. We kind of thought the Pac-12 was going to be dead, but they added Boise State, Colorado State, Fresno State, and San Diego State. So I saw some memes today. I was cracking up. They're calling them the six-pack now, sponsored by Modelo.
Is it official that they're added, or is it just like they're?
It's official. They're added.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, officially that they're added. So they're at 6 teams, but I don't think it's slated to start for the 2026 season. So obviously they're going to be working on adding some more teams, I'm sure. But I mean, that's pretty crazy. I thought the Pac-12 was dead, and you saw Washington State and Oregon State kind of the last one standing. I was just waiting for them to jump on with another conference, but seeing them kind of hold their ground, and now the conference looks like it's trying to kind of revamp. That's interesting.
Dude, I like it.
Oh, your robot
the
mode.
branding of a six-pack.
There it is.
That would be great. You could do all kinds of stuff with that.
What's funny is we heard you finish your statement as you're shaking your head.
My back now? Okay.
But for you to say the Pac-12 is coming back and then list those teams is
at least a decent conference, at least an entertaining conference. I mean, I thought they were no more.
True.
I mean, sounds. I mean, all those teams sound like they fit for like a Pac-12 conference. Like it makes sense.
It's like the new age WAC conference.
Yeah. I mean, just add Pepperdine in there. You've got a couple more colleges down there that you could add. Throw Stanford in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, just move Stanford back over. So I have on my player props, moving to player props. Oh, you talked about 9.5 million viewers for the Texas-Michigan game, by the way.
I hadn't seen that.
Yeah. Would rank as sixth most watched game last year, which I'm sure Bama, Texas was. I think Bama, Texas was more last year, but it's an 11 a.m. game. Pretty tough to get that many viewers for an 11 a.m. game. So most of those top ones are going to be the night game. But for what I have for player props, I actually have Texas State, Jordan McLeod over 1.5 touchdowns. I've got Quinn TDs over 2.5. I've got Gunner 31.5 receiving yards and Loveland 49.5 receiving yards. I think he has another good game. I mean, that's the only target Michigan has. Yeah, huge Loveland guy. Yeah.
I got Milrow over with rushing. We already discussed that one. I got Quinn Ewers under. It's at 272 right now is his line. I don't see him playing enough of the game to get to that point, so I have him under. And then I also have Auburn. Burt Auburn is kicking points right now is at 8.5, which just seems high to me right now. So I'm going under with Burt Auburn on his kicking. I don't think we'll kick too many field goals.
He got 10 in the first game.
I don't think we'll kick too many field goals. I think it'll be extra points.
Well, I mean, one field goal. And see, it's one field goal. You need 6 touchdowns. I mean, you got Arch and Trey also.
I mean, we're talking about 42 points touchdowns, and then 3. So 45 points total.
We'll probably end up going for it on most 4th downs anyways.
Just keep the ball away from him. Prop picks. I mean, I didn't have a full list of them, but dude, Travis Hunter screwed up mine last week, but I'm taking him again for 1 touchdown. The over. He's at 0.5. And then John was in on his picks earlier, and I love the Milrow rushing yards over 45.5. And then my third one is Wegman for at least 2 touchdowns. The over 1.5.
So who do you have? You have Wegman for 2 touchdowns, 1.5 over 1.5.
Yeah, over 1.5. So I think they'll throw at least 2.
Who do you think wins that game?
Florida.
Okay.
They're gonna fight though.
Okay. Gonna go over picks My 3 picks for the week is going to be Arizona +7 over Kansas State, Oregon State +16.5 over Oregon, and South Carolina +7 over LSU. All underdogs I've got this week.
The dogs.
Yep.
What was there? I wish I could have taken the Oregon State pick, man.
Look at it.
You
can still
prepared
take
better
it.
than I did. But
You can take it. I can take another winner. I could pull another winner real quick.
I like mine. I'm taking Arkansas State +23.
Yep, like that.
Playing Michigan. I love that one.
Like that.
Tulane straight up. They're going to make Oklahoma cry, and I'm going to love it.
Oh.
And then Mizzou -16. Trying to remember who it is they're playing right now. Mizzou's playing Boston College, right?
Boston College.
Oh, yeah, it's BC. Oh,
yeah,
bold choice there. Upset Florida State.
Yeah, exactly. They're still riding the wave of that, and it doesn't really mean anything. So Mizzou's going to handle it easy.
I got Florida straight up over A&M. Think they'll get it done in the swamp. We'll see. I got TCU over UCF. That's a pretty short line right there. It was only, I think, UCF's only 2.5. I think it's continued to kind of drop too. But I got TCU over them. And then my last one is for Tulane to cover versus OU. I don't have enough faith in them to pick them to win. Take a little shot there. But I think Tulane will keep it close. I think it'll be interesting. I mean, Houston kept it close last week. So, yeah. But yeah, those are my 3 for the week. So we'll see. What's the current record right now?
Current record is going to be, I caught up. I'm at 4-2. Seth is at 4-2, and you were at 3-3. So we're at a close battle. I got all 3 last week.
That was
first
a big week for
first
you.
sweep. Yep, that was huge. All right, on to score predictions. Seth, what do you got?
57-6 Texas.
Okay.
We'll allow 2 field goals.
We better not. I have the under on the UTSA kicker at 3.5. So we can not do that. I got Texas 41-3. I don't know, man. I just don't see Texas putting their foot on the gas hard in this one. I think it's one of those that Sark's going to take it easy because he does like that coaching staff over there. So I don't see him drilling him into the ground for, the whole entire game. So I'll take Texas 41-3.
While I agree with the heats and everything, I do think Arch comes in after, like I said, 4 touchdowns, which already puts us at 28. I think Arch comes in and slings it. I think Trey Owens comes in, gets a touchdown in. I think it's going to be 56-0 Texas over UTSA. I think the defense holds strong again. Basically, still no touchdowns because the garbage time touchdown in Michigan doesn't count. So, yeah.
I love that you started that off with, I do agree, but we're going to stomp them into the dirt.
Exactly. But I agree with that if we were playing our starters the whole time. However, we're not. We're going to be testing the waters with a lot of players. So Sark needs to kind of see what he's got. So, yeah, I mean, I think we're going to go off a little bit. And I think the coaches know on both sides, like, hey, this is a preparation week for UTSA, also preparation week for Texas. So I think they're going to work a lot of stuff out this week, and I think it comes out with Texas scoring 56 exact points. So
yeah, it's a resume builder. Don't give anybody doubt.
Yep, that's right. Keep that number 2 spot because here pretty soon that number 1 spot's going to open up, and we're going to slide right in there when Georgia plays Alabama. So,
you think Alabama's going to win or just cause it to be shaky?
I think Alabama's going to
win. Interesting.
All right.
That's a little preview coming up.
Yeah.
There's some fun matchups next week.
Yeah, next week will be a little bit better. We're really, probably after next week we can really start going because that's when we're in SEC play. Full SEC play starts. A lot of all the conference play goes. So, that's when we really start kicking it in gear. Anything else you boys got for this week?
No.
Yeah, I was trying to think of anything, but I think we kind of touched on everything that I had. Should be a fun game.
Yep.
Hopefully it's over quick and you can get out of that heat.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll tell you, I'll be out of the heat. I mean, honestly, like if it's a close game at that point, I'm probably not going to be watching that either because then that means I'm just going to be absolutely distraught on what's happening on the field. So yeah, I'll be out of there early. Maybe play some sand volleyball at Fieldhouse after. Who knows? We'll see how I feel. So I will be going live downtown. The boys may join, may not. They got some other things they need to attend to, but we'll make it happen this weekend no matter what. We will be live. You guys come in this weekend. It'll probably be I think we'll go live around 2:30. We'll post it on the YouTube page with a schedule. That way you guys can come in. We really want to start interacting with everybody more in the chat. So join us then. That's going to be the best time to join in. Put in your questions, make fun of us, whatever you want to do. We'll have some fun with it. But yeah, until then, until Saturday, we'll see you, boys.
Hook 'em.
Hook 'em.